And I have a wonderful guest with me this morning, an entrepreneur, a barber, a businessman, an artist. He has a lot of many gifts and talents. His name is Brother Chris Roberts, also known as Christopher M3, right?
That's correct.
All right, all right. And he's going to tell us. The reason why I have him on my show is because I'm fascinated by all his skills and talents. But one thing I am really fascinated about is his barber shop on wheels, and so I wanted him to come on and talk about that, how that all got started, because I was able to actually see it in person. And I remember a young lady used to do my hair years ago. Her name was Therese, and she used to say that she wanted to have a hair salon that she could travel with. And so Brother Chris is the first one that I've seen actually with that. So go ahead and introduce yourself, Brother Chris. Let us know,
Greetings.
tell us, start talking to us about yourself and
Okay.
about the barber shop on wheels.
Right. Greetings to all. Greetings to you all. Yes. Mobile Cuts Boston. That's about the premier mobile services in Boston. We I have a partnership with a friend of mine, a client of mine, a brother now, Montrez Williams. Who his position is he's a marketer and researcher. Myself, brother Chris, like you said, I'm an artist and I build the culture around and architectural design and art and stuff like that.
And the author also.
Yes, ma'am. And an author more recently. All praises due. And so with us with the mobile barbershop. For me, it's funny. We both had different experiences and different ways and approaches that we had went about this venture. First of all, I met my partner as just a client. Another client brought him over. He was looking for a barber, so I started cutting him. This is about 2005,
Hmm.
and he enjoyed the cut. And time, spending time with anybody, you get to know and learn them. And then as time progressed, there's times what I would cut him at his home and,
Hmm.
different places. And, so I was
So you
also,
never had like a shop,
yeah,
a
I was at
brick
a
and
shop.
mortar.
I was at a shop. Me personally, I never had a brick and mortar shop. Personally,
Right.
I never had a brick. I've always worked in other shops
Okay.
and I try to and I stay away from it. I'm still interested, but I'm on the fence because I feel like you'll never really own it.
Hmm.
As long as you have to pay taxes.
Right. Right.
So that was my thing. Because some barbers will say, "Hey, I own a shop," and then I'll ask them, "You own the building?" Say, "Oh no, I don't own the building. I own." I'm like, "No, you don't own this. You own the name
Right.
that they put on this man's building where you pay." So we had to cut that. I own this shop over here. I own this shop. I own a shop called
Mhm.
Mobile Cuts Boston.
Mhm.
If I don't pay my insurance, I don't pay. If I don't pay what I'm supposed to pay with my shop, I
Mhm.
still got the shop. I just have to park it somewhere, and that goes for homes as well.
Right.
So what happened with us is, well, for me personally, I was having problems with finding a decent place to live. In
Mhm.
Boston, we're
Mhm.
talking 2013,
Mhm.
2012.
Mhm.
I was in and out of rooms, living in rooms, and couldn't find an apartment that I really. And I had just came off of I don't know what time was that. I think I just came from. I was recovering from a divorce, matter of fact.
Mhm.
So if you've been through that, you know.
Yeah, been
So
there, done
I
that.
was recovering. I did it twice, and so I'm looking for a place to stay, and I'm cutting, and I
Mhm.
got my clients and trying to balance my clients and find a place. So in my mind, I'm like, you know what, it'll be perfect if I just get an RV,
Mhm.
turn it into a mobile home. That's the
Mhm.
first premonition.
Mhm.
The second premonition was, so I was working at a shop,
Mhm.
celebrities at the time on Washington Street
Mhm.
downtown in Boston, and we wanted to open up a shop. I wanted to open up a shop in the what you call it, South Boston. So and on I think that's Old Colony. So we opened up a shop there.
Mm-hmm.
Something we had a partner that I don't know what he did, and I don't like to talk negative. So we ended up losing that shop.
Okay.
I still was working at the shop in the South End, so we decided to take everything that we was doing in South Boston and move it into the basement
Mm-hmm.
of where I was already working. And so we did that.
Oh, okay.
So this was now a salon and barbershop down in the basement that turned on after 9, after 10, when people were getting ready to go to clubs, coming out of
Oh,
clubs, that
okay.
type of things.
Okay. Okay. So they have a fresh cut,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It was just kind of like more like a party atmosphere, lounge atmosphere. I want to say lounge. I wouldn't say party, but more lounge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working 24 hours around the clock. And so in this process, we're moving barber equipment in U-Hauls,
Mm-hmm.
And my second premonition was, one day I went into the U-Haul. I'm like, this looks like a barber shop. The way the whole setup, because I have boxes. I would cover it by boxes so you couldn't see.
Uh-huh.
But once you move the boxes away, mirrors, barber chairs, I'm like, that's just. And then the third premonition, my partner was like, I've been doing some research, man,
Mm-hmm.
and I think, let us go ahead and open up a mobile barber shop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we was already trying to open up a regular shop.
Right.
But we end up going mobile.
Okay.
And that was the third premonition, my partner being on board. I already had the layout, how it's supposed to look. I designed it on paper. So I had designed,
Mm-hmm.
how it's supposed to look, what it have to have in order to pass the
Inspection.
inspection. Because I knew all that. I teach barbering and cosmetology and Mass School of Barbering and New England Hair Academy. So I already had the curriculum. What was so. After that, it was just the rest was history. We just started doing business. We started the first mobile barbershop in 2013.
Okay.
So we're driving around. People are just like looking at us like we were aliens. One day we were cutting. I was cutting. I think it was on Boylston Street, right there by Copley. That's a sweet spot. I don't know if I should be saying that. So we over there cutting, and this lady comes up to me. She goes, "What is this?" I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "It's a shift in the paradigm." Yeah. So,
Yeah.
And we still doing it, and And
So you've had like 2 or 3.
yeah, we have 4. We had 4. The first one we had the first 2. The first one we had it up. It was almost like it reminded me of that movie. What's the name of that movie? With Dr. Manhattan. I forget the name of the movie. Well, anyway, he had got destroyed, and then he started coming back. His body would come form back, and then it would be destroyed again. So I say that to say, as we was building it out, we had problems. We had to destroy it. It never even got to birth. It was like it died at like maybe 3 or 4 months in.
Yeah.
Then the second one, each time we went into it, it gets more experience, more greater lessons learned, a lot of pitfalls and different learning curves. So then the second one we actually gave birth. And that's the big gray one everyone used to see with the red awnings and trimmings around it, running around. They would say he was the only brother in the hood driving an RV in the hood. I was like, yeah, I know, tearing up some cars too, because I know I'm driving. What's that? I be looking, nah, you hear that? I thought I heard something over because somebody's car got, I plead the fifth. So that one, and then a few we scrapped that because it got to a point where the problems was too great, and so we scrapped it. We have another one where actually my face is on it, blow drying one of the clients, because I do cosmetology too.
Okay.
So I do his hair for y'all.
As he looks at my niece.
I'm sorry. uh, uh, and um, and one of my students is on the other side of it. So if you see, you see both of us on that, and it's a little smaller,
Mm-hmm.
so we're not tearing up
This
the
the street.
neighborhood. You know what I mean? Because the last one was like a 30-foot RV. This
Mm-hmm.
one's more like 25. And then I got another one, just a one of my own, just a
Mm-hmm. Is that the one that's on
yeah,
the
that's the one on
pop? Yeah.
right,
Mm-hmm.
right, and
I mean, it really looks like a barber shop in there too. It's
yes,
really
sir,
nice.
yes,
It got the
sir.
chair, the mirror. He even got a little place that he plays chess.
Oh
He's,
yeah,
I mean, it's really nice. He got his art in there. It's really really nice.
yeah,
I like
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I like the concept, the idea. These mobile things are growing because there's a man. I don't know this brother's name, but he has a truck.
Okay.
And he sells all kinds of stuff off the truck. I'm
Yes,
sure
yeah.
you've seen that.
S&K, I think S&K Trading, I believe it is. Or
Maybe.
KT Trade. It's
Yeah.
blue.
Yes,
Yeah,
blue.
yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah. That's my
yes,
man.
yes.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
has all
Good
kinds
brother.
of things on
Good
there. He
brother.
just took his store and just put it into a
Yeah.
truck,
That's
and that's being creative, And so
absolutely,
I like the
absolutely,
idea of
absolutely,
the mobile barber shop.
absolutely.
So I'm gonna call Therese and say, you can still do what you wanted. You
That's
can still,
right. Don't
yeah.
stop.
And that's an RV, right? I mean,
Yeah, RV, mobile home. Yeah.
right. And so, cause when you said, like you said, if I if you don't pay your taxes on your house or your land, it gets taken from you.
Right, right.
But as long as you got you pay your insurance on your RV, you got a job.
Yeah, you got a job. And if you don't, they say, well, you got to park it somewhere.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can't stay on the road. They go,
right.
okay, say, sir, can I put this here? This there? I'm moving it. You see me moving it. It look like you cutting too. Well, that's all right. Sure, you could. Yeah, I mean, one time we were broken down on the highway. And we still was like, you want to cut? Like, we still making money. Like, hey, look.
I hear you. I hear you. So you have a lot of other talents. You're an artist. You're also oh God, a rapper. You're in some.
Disciples 11.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
You do
Mm-hmm.
rapping. I mean, you're a jack of all trades, master of some, right?
Right. Well, yeah, master of the barbering. I mastered that, so they say. They gave me that too. So I was like, all right, what is it?
How long have you been cutting hair?
For 43 years.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
I've
a
been
long
cutting for
time.
43 years. It'll be 43 years. Yeah, 43 years actually. Yeah,
That's a
43
long
years.
time. Tell us about your book.
Well, my book, Faith in Motion.
Mm-hmm.
Faith in Motion.
Beyond the chair.
Yeah, Beyond the Chair.
Yeah.
It's a
Self-published.
yep,
Yep.
self-published.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to be able to um, give people that want to be entrepreneurs, want to do for themselves something that they could read and understand, something that they could understand in terms of some of the thoughts that people have. Sometimes it takes someone else to bring the thoughts out, or talk about it, so that they can relate, and so that they can keep on with whatever they got going on in their
Mm-hmm.
lives and their business lives and their careers. So we put it in a book.
Mm-hmm.
How we started, what it took for us to start Mobile Cuts, and
Mm-hmm.
our other ventures.
Mm-hmm.
How problems is needed. We've all of us have been birthed in this country, in this world, where in this particular this culture, where when there's a problem, we're like, oh man, see, and this is why it doesn't work, because I tried it. When you ask someone, say, didn't you start so and so and so, and they say, yeah, but what happened to that? Yeah, and then they go into the problems, and this is, and then they end off saying, so that's why I could not do that. And then my experience has been, no, that's actually what you needed, that problem, so that you can, because whatever you would have to do to solve that problem, not only was going to show who you were, it would establish the business,
Right,
because
right.
this world was established on truth. So you and we have to be able to manifest what we see and what the visions that God put in our minds
Mm-hmm.
and bring them forth. And it's not supposed to be easy. It's not supposed to be laid out. Oh, okay, I'm gonna sign here. And
Yeah.
da-da. And
You gotta work it.
right, we gotta work it.
Yeah.
But I think we've got caught up into a culture where they have not explained properly the purpose of problems.
Mm-hmm.
And this book talks about that. Like the problems are the catalyst to the whole uh, process of the business working. Like, because we started off, we was just going to have a barbershop.
Mm-hmm.
This is a barbershop where we were going to have all these nice things, make it real comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But even our process, and it's not hard to open up a barbershop,
Mm-hmm.
but it does have some problems with it. But like I said, so that's why when I first brought it up, I was talking about my personal life where I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I need somewhere to stay.
Right.
I ain't think, you know what I mean?
You
Unless
right,
I'm gonna
right.
stay in and so that problem and the
Right.
problem with like I said, I've been cutting for 43 years, so I have clients
Right.
that are calling on me,
Right.
and they wouldn't believe like, well, you don't have no place to stay. With all the money I didn't put in I'm like,
Yeah.
well, poor management too. It doesn't help. However, I had a problem that I felt like, I had to look at and put all my mind into solving it,
Mm-hmm.
no
Mm-hmm.
matter what. So, and when we brought the idea to the Commonwealth of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the Barber Board and Cosmetology Board, they
Mm-hmm.
was like, no, you can't do that. We
Mm.
were already done. We was already, us.
Yeah, you were
We're
doing
cutting and
it.
asking them, what do you think about if we start a mobile barbershop? And they were like, no, you can't do that. We don't have. They giving us all these parts. You don't have this. You don't have the zoning. We're not blah, 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 and we're just like, shit, we already doing it.
Yeah,
And my
they
thought,
couldn't figure a way to control it,
right? They couldn't,
and so
right,
they didn't want you to do it.
right,
Right,
and
right.
me, and my approach, I come from the stock of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and my thoughts were like, who are you to tell me that I can't do something? Not to mention, I'm an original black man,
Mm-hmm.
and you're a Caucasian, just got here. That's like your child coming up out of her crib and say, "Mommy, you can't live here no." And you'd be like, "Huh?" So I was offended that way. So my partner had to cool me down. So listen, he did all the boardroom meetings,
Mm-hmm.
because if I was in there, it would have been I'd have been talking about. Out of his, what I mean?
Yeah,
So
right,
was like,
right.
yeah. He said, I'll do the boardroom meetings. You just keep doing what you do, which is build the culture, cutting, and that sort of thing. Yeah.
Wow. It's so interesting how they government will try to hold you back, from doing something that's gonna help you,
Right, right.
and you're not asking them for anything,
Nothing,
just
nothing.
the license to do it. You already have all the tools, so it's this crazy world that we live in, they I remember when we started the Blue Hill Planning Commission, and this girl told me they're not gonna let you do that.
Right.
I'm like, what do you mean they're not gonna let me? They can't stop me,
That's right.
And so that's when we we were renting from Sister Virginia's in her office space,
Right.
and we shut down that Stop and Shop because they had rodents running through there.
Yeah.
We stopped them from putting the liquor store. Well, now it's a weed store, but at the time,
It was the Empire Strikes Back.
And we helped Frank Thomas build his laundromat Breezeways. We went down there and testified so that because they were like, it was his land to tell him like, he can't build the laundromat. I'm like, come on, stop it, And so it just goes to show you, if you have a mind to do something, that you can do it.
Just go do it.
Yeah, and go do it and then tell them about it later. It's funny because during COVID, I helped start an organization called the Black Boston COVID Coalition.
Okay, right.
And we helped Frank Thomas, between our organization BG at the time and Frank Thomas's Breezeway, we gave out over $10,000 in gift cards
Oh,
to people
amen.
for them to be able to
Amen.
wash their clothes and
Right.
stuff. Because that was an issue, back then when COVID first came. People,
Yes.
having clean clothes, and if you was
Absolutely.
homeless or something, how you gonna wash your clothes?
Absolutely.
And so,
Absolutely.
it was a blessing that laundromat
That is
was
a
there,
blessing.
that and we was able to partner with him. But Brother Chris, it's just so, strange the world that that we're living in now,
Right.
and our people are suffering. I mean,
Absolutely.
they're literally suffering. And
Absolutely.
we have to come together with great minds.
Absolutely.
We have
Absolutely.
great minds. We
We
just
do.
have to, we got to stop. We always are we at the
There we go with
bottom
that.
anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
so only we
You're
can
the
do is
cornerstone.
rise,
Yeah, you're the cornerstone, right? You're the cornerstone. You're absolutely right. And we did, and we were taught. We was told this was going to happen. We was told what we were living in, and I became conscious to the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad when I would say 18,
Mm,
going into 19.
mhm.
I didn't quite understand it at that point, but all I
Mhm.
knew was I loved to see powerful sisters and brothers stand. I was that attract that. That's what caused me to go in, and then
Mhm.
hearing that the black man is God, oh that. I was like, wait, you got to explain what you're talking about,
Right,
because
right.
my concept of God was at that point was
Mhm.
this rock star that they have now,
Long blonde
yeah, yeah,
hair and
yeah,
blue
yeah, yeah.
eyes. Right, right.
So just that, and then I bring that up just to say, because in that is what you're talking about. Our people are suffering,
Mhm.
but it talks about this in the scriptures that our people were going to be suffering, but
Mhm.
then God would come
Mm,
and bring us out with great substance. And so we got to ask ourselves, what is this great substance? Who is going to bring about this great substance? And I believe it's us, it's you guys, us brothers and sisters doing this podcast, and myself, and doing other things independently,
right,
bringing
right.
ourselves up, and like bringing like-minded people together,
That's right. Right.
and to do the same things, and to, what's the word I'm looking for, provide our people with the things that they need,
The
our food,
resources
our
and the
resource,
tools.
all
Right,
that. We got
right,
to start.
right.
We have to grow our foods. We
Yeah.
need our own hospitals. And when I say hospitals, I'm not talking about poisons, giving them medication. I'm talking about
Right,
natural healings. And,
right.
we need so much. And I'm glad. I'm so, it's a blessing that, there's a podcast like this that can reach those like minds, and to be able to, and so that hopefully we could discuss these things and
Mhm.
pull our resources together, like you
Right,
said,
right, right.
and that's what it's all about. With me, I just happen to be an artist. So being an
Mhm.
artist, it has so many legs to it. Like you said,
Right, right.
when you said rapping, I
Yeah.
always say, no, I'm not a rapper. That's called high science. We take words. We call
Right.
so we call sharing swords, crossing swords, when we
Mhm.
when we talk about what the public call rapping. We call high science, and chords with vocal swords, and that type of thing. And but I'm bringing my part is to bring the culture of black unity. And when I say black, I'm talking about brown, yellow, and all in between,
Mhm.
and white too, for that matter. If long as that the mind and you about peace and upliftment, yeah, sure. We
Mhm.
was always about peace.
Right,
We didn't
right,
mind who came around us or whatever, long
right.
as you did not cause a disruption. Once you cause a disruption,
Then,
then
yeah.
we would have to remove you.
Right.
But now they've for the past 6,000 years, disruption has been governing in us.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
it's finally falling apart as we see it,
Right. Yeah.
and a lot of us attached to it,
Right. Right.
unfortunately. But again, this is all in the scripture, so we shouldn't. It's surprising to live in it and watch it, but we shouldn't be so surprised. Like, oh, because if we're reading our scripture, reading our Bibles and our Quran, we say, oh yeah, here we are, right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. We're definitely here. The things that are going on,
Mm-hmm.
is, it's heartbreaking. It's
It is.
sad. All our young folks are being either incarcerated or killed, or
Right.
it's just so much that's going on. Well, actually, next Friday, the 14th, we are doing a protest
Okay.
at the South Bay prison because of that young man that was killed back in December by the correction officers at South Bay. It's
Wow.
ridiculous when you're in, all right. So you commit a crime,
Mm-hmm.
you go to prison,
Right.
but then they kill you while you're
Right.
in there.
Right. 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 Right.
Like,
Right.
and I believe he was awaiting trial. So I mean, South Bay, it's like less than 2 years, I think, if you have to do time in there.
Right. Right.
Um,
Yeah, it's 2.5 years. You know,
so I
but
don't know
they.
if he had went to trial already or
Mm-hmm.
not, but we're planning to do a protest over there
Okay. Okay.
next Friday from 12 to 2,
Now,
and it's a community of people. We found out back in April, City Councilor Culpepper
okay.
put in a bill about oh God, oh Lord, Priscilla, and they did finally approve it. At first they didn't
Mm-hmm.
approve it, but then they did go and approve it. Something about the with the correctional officers, and
Okay.
I don't have the full details of it, but and so we have to stand up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's what.
I know protesting ain't the best thing, but your
Do
voice
something.
gets heard,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
know that you're sick and tired of it.
Right.
So
Right.
definitely they did approve it this past Wednesday, because too many of our young folks are just missing in
Right. Right.
action.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I still feel bad about that Noel the
No. Yeah. Right.
Wells
Right.
case. I mean,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And that's one of many.
exactly. Some of them we never hear about,
Right.
but
Right.
that one was just it's just so sad to see this woman,
Mm-hmm.
say, "Oh, we just want to know what happened to our son."
Right.
You leave your son, and I'm quite sure she knew these boys.
Right. Right. Right.
And they come back with his phone and his keys and
Yeah.
not him.
Right. Right.
So like Attorney Crump said, if it had been reversed,
Oh yeah.
if it had been three
Somebody
black
going to
men,
jail.
yeah,
We're gonna
and
hold
what,
y'all until we figure
yeah,
it out.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So the world that we're living in, I mean, the weather, everything, it's all
You
it's
know what upsets me about that is it makes me think about two things. One thing is these gang members,
hmm
how they fight amongst each other. They live in some live in same neighborhoods that are neighboring each other, so close, and they're so quick to bring retribution to each other. You know,
hmm
to you know, one gang does something to another gang, and so it is back and forth, and it becomes crazy. But then I'm like, so how is it that these cases with like Nolan and what was my homeboy that killed the I forget his name, but when other people come in our community and kill us,
hmm
and I don't hear nothing from the
right,
gangs.
right,
Not
right.
not not that I'm saying, well I all I know is it's boggling to me. That's why I got out of the gangs. Be honest with you,
hmm
because I seen it was one way.
Right,
We
right.
killing each other, but that's it.
Right, right, right,
Zimmerman can do what he do, but I don't
right.
see gangs like listen, all of a sudden like, hey, listen, you know how
hmm
I go,
Right,
and that's how you get respect.
right.
I wanted to say that, and I also wanted to say back to the protest that y'all about to do.
hmm
I wonder what he knew. I wonder what type of information he had.
hmm
I want to know why they. I would want to know why they killed him. What was the,
hmm
what did he know? Because sometimes, because this world has been a big cover up
Right,
from day
right,
one. You can
right,
know something, and then they find a way to position you, and next thing you know, you dead.
right, right. It's
I
so
like
so much.
I don't condone the things that R. Kelly, what's Diddy, and all
hmm
these entertainers do. I don't
hmm
condone what they
Right,
do, but
right,
I just find it interesting that at a certain point they come after them like they know something,
right.
they've done something.
hmm
Like what I know with R. Kelly, I didn't know he wrote so many songs, and
Mm.
then one of his masters.
hmm
So once he wants his masters, now all of a sudden
Right. Well, that
you
was the
did
same
this,
thing with
you
Michael
did that. Same
Jackson
thing with
and
Michael.
Prince, and
Everybody. So
yeah. So when you want your own stuff that you created, then you
now they
gotta
say, okay,
die.
okay,
Yeah.
now we're gonna flip what we know about you. So that tells me you know more than you know about a lot of people, but you're just waiting for them to get out of order so you go, okay, yeah, you didn't pay your taxes. Seeing
Yeah.
that, or this or that or the other, which leads me to say, okay, maybe we need to just get away from you.
hmm Period. Separation, right?
Yeah, it was like we were told,
Right, right,
like in the 30s, separate or suffer the consequences.
right,
You know.
right. It's just so sad. When we think about all these things and then we look, they keep talking about these Epstein files. I don't even believe that man did. I'm sorry. I don't believe he did. I do not believe he did. I believe they took him out and he's in one of them islands that he owned. Because it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It's crazy. He gonna kill himself? No, I don't believe that.
This whole world is like AI to me. It was AI before it was. You don't know what you look. We don't know what we look at. That's why we was like, you know what? I tell you what, get out. Like my parents, my mom, God rest her soul. Sometimes she would say, "Listen, stay away from them." And I'm trying to explain. It's not all of them that's doing these. It's just these two are doing. The rest is okay. She said, "Listen, get away from all of them."
Right, right. That's true. That's true. Because if you're with them, you guilty by association.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. So we need to set up our societies and stay away. And that's one in that transatlantic slave trade. One of the things they took away from us was the art of war.
Mm,
Being able to protect it. Can you
right.
imagine? Now you don't know how to. You can't even protect yourself because they took the art of war. They took the art of war, the art of mating, and the art of business. They left everything else so that we could not set up a business properly. Properly.
Because we didn't know how to read.
Yeah. We didn't know how to read. And then we couldn't protect it.
Right, because we didn't know how.
And then we wasn't picking our women right, and the men picking our mates right. We sleep with them first, and then we're like, oh, by the way, what's your name again?
But not only that though. That's another thing that they did. They made black men mate and have with women. Yeah. So instead of bringing them from Africa, they were breeding them. They turned our men and women into breeding. And I think that's one of the issues today. Absolutely. With men going having different baby mamas and all this because it's ingrained. Yeah, it's ingrained in them. Absolutely. And so, these Caucasian people really did a job on us. They really did.
They were supposed to.
I know.
I heard the minister say they're more of Muslims than we are. Meaning they're more of a Christian than we are. And one would say, "What? What do you mean?" Like, they do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
They doing what they're supposed to do. They have a divine purpose. So no need to get upset and be all like, you know what? I can't stand this. Like, okay, you're this in the Bible, so you're supposed to be doing this. So the question is what are we doing? What we supposed to be, doing to counteract because you got to have a positive and negative to get something going.
Right.
Where we're going, we're heading for that promised land. We're not going to walk through it just like we think like it's promised land. No, there's got to be resistance. Once again, going back to those problems. Those things that causes resistance. We got to have it, So my thing is, so when we see it, we might as well just say, hey, listen, you know what it is. We might as well look at each other and smile and say, come on, this is something that we got to go through, y'all.
Yeah.
They're here they got a purpose. Even amongst our ranks, we got people amongst us. Like we all hopefully are freedom fighters. But even amongst our freedom fighters, we got traitors.
Yeah, infiltration.
Which is fine because that is designed. We were told they were supposed to be there. They're gonna be. It's like lifting. If I want muscles, I gotta have resistance. So we're gonna have to prove that God is just not gonna let us come in front of Him and say that we're His. Because He already knows who. So He got the obstacles are already there. So if we just gotta make it through the maze and do all that we got to do in life to get to Him, and say, okay, yeah, you definitely my daughter, you definitely my son, you know what I mean?
Right,
if you went through all this, I set this person here. Because like I said, I was gonna come in your straight path. I was gonna come the devil your life from your right to your left. He knew. We already knew. So we got a lot to be grateful about. A lot of things, and when we go through this war together, we just keep a smile on our face, stay in good spirit, because keeping a smile on your face and keeping a pleasant way about yourself, it kills cancer.
Yeah,
You
that's
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because when you find yourself upset,
Yeah.
there's a chemical that releases and causes us to it really is a self-destructive mechanism. That's why I do not waste time on getting upset and angry.
Mm, mm,
This is the reason why I love playing chess, because in cases when we're playing chess, that's all we're doing is solving problems,
mm-hmm,
solving problems, hard ones too.
mm-hmm.
Sometimes we get in a position where we're like getting destroyed. Me personally, I start smiling because I'm like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? You're really putting me where I need to be. You're really up in my game now. You know, you're
Mm-hmm.
making me really, so I'm appreciative. But depending on the character of the person, it lets you know. Some people get upset.
Yeah.
What you getting upset about? See, I play to learn. Some people play to win. And I'm not saying what you need to do, but I play to learn.
Are you part of the nation's chess players? They have a
Yes, I would like to think so. I would like to think so.
because they have a tournament, or they have
Yeah.
one coming up, or they had
Yes,
one.
yes. I gotta. I just need to learn how to navigate through the cell phone, and I have problems with that. But I like to think I am a pro. I did sign up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean. Come up in there and regulate. You know what I mean. So
So, Brother Chris, can you give us a few God, what is it? What do you all do? Like you said, you don't like rap. So what is it? Spoken word or something?
oh
Could you give us a few
yeah.
bars or
Swords.
something?
Oh, share the swords.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Let's see what I have for you. Um, yeah. It's the God thriller, wise wisdom spiller. My cup runneth. I'm one of the illest disciples 11 that ever done it. Yo, I keep it 100. I'm more crucial than the X-Files. Stockpile my raw styles in abundance, as I said before. I'm rough, rugged, and raw off your project floor.
Wow. Yeah, I was looking forward to the Disciples 11 doing their recording on the
Yeah.
boat cruise, but
Oh
that
yeah.
didn't happen.
Oh right.
Yeah, so but hopefully they'll do it soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Minister Randy, he can rap
Oh
too.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's funny because we kind of came into the nation together. But
Mhm.
Minister Randy came in '88, I believe.
Mhm.
I came in '91,
Mhm.
and there was a few others of us that came in around that. Oh, we all came. His brother Edgardo.
Mhm.
There's another brother Tyrone. He's out in Providence now, or Springfield. But we all came in together, man. We was all rapping at that time too.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And
Until the rap culture got stolen and co-opted, and
right,
it turned into gangster rap, and
right.
you know, uh,
Another, you know what I mean? A weapon that will be
yes.
formed against us.
Yeah, and then they privatized the prisons,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and so actually I found out that the record producers and stuff, they had stock in the prison,
Yeah.
yeah,
How
and
about that?
so they're telling these rappers, okay, well, you got to do this, you got to do that,
It's
knowing that our young folks are gonna follow
yeah.
them, and they're gonna wind up.
Yeah.
So they're getting it on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
they're getting paid on
Yeah.
this way, and then they're getting paid on that
They
way.
had a
Yeah.
meeting. They had a meeting with the prisons, the private prisons, and the records execs.
Mm-hmm.
So they said y'all have to out nigger each other. Oh,
Mm-mm-mm.
oh. But again, like I said, it's same thing with the water. Cause see, music is meant to heal.
Mm-hmm.
It's meant to heal us and make us better people. And once they seen like back in the '80s and early '80s and the early '90s, and they seen rap talking about positivity, and we had the African medallions, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody was so they said, "Oh hell no, no,
Mm-hmm.
no, 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 no." That's like water. When you start putting water in plastic, you contaminate it.
Mm.
Same thing with our waters. If you drinking water out of plastic, they said depending on how many years you've been doing that, they
Mm-hmm.
probably can pull a credit card out your bloodstream.
Really?
Yeah. So
Wow.
water's supposed to be drunk out of glass.
Mm.
That's why when there's got all these plastic bottles in the ocean, they're like, we gotta clean up the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because it's plastic bottles in the ocean and it's contaminating the water.
Wow.
which will contaminate us. Because sometimes we be drinking water. I
Yeah.
drink water every day. I don't know why I got cancer. I don't know
Mm.
why eat food. I've been eating vegetables, and I don't know when you're not eating real vegetables.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
potatoes ain't never seen. French fries ain't seen no potato, and bananas no seed, watermelons no seeds.
You're
No,
right.
we eat
Right.
all we eating is they. You might as well eat this camera and these pictures. That's all they season it up real well. You don't know once you put that salt on it and that lemon pepper. You like, oh yeah, this ain't nothing wrong with this picture.
I know. I
So
know.
yeah, so they what's that? The shadows of death is what they call it in the Bible.
Hmm.
Yea, that I walk through the shadows of death. I feel no. Well, to actually do that, oh man, even shopping, it takes longer to shop because now I got to read everything,
Everything. Yeah.
and it still got poison in it, but I
Yeah.
just want the least amount of poison.
Right. Right.
And I like to shop out there, and I like to shop with them. I like to
Right.
say,
Yeah.
because unfortunately, our grocery stores is just it's the worst of the worst
Right.
on
Right.
purpose.
Right.
And again, this is the job. It's a race.
Right.
I understand. I no need to get upset, but you're right. You know what I mean? That's like hip hop. They took over it, and now they got these. Oh my God! They just how they abuse, and they don't know. They don't know the ones that's perpetrating the sexy reds, and I don't know the new rap. I mentioned her name because I've seen some things and I'm like, oh God, they just
Yeah. I
they,
don't. I don't watch none of
they,
that.
they, they,
That
they
rap
didn't.
stuff.
It's like an alcoholic. He don't
Mhm.
want no water. Don't try to give him no water. So they
Mhm.
polluted our hip hop to the point where now, because I remember at one point I didn't, because I was a big Public Enemy fan,
Mhm.
but listening to so much garbage, sometimes it perpetuates itself. It perpetuates itself. You keep listening to garbage, and that's all
Mhm.
you're gonna want to hear is
Yeah.
garbage,
Right.
and you're
Right.
not gonna understand why. Because it got to a point where I didn't want to hear conscious rap either, and I'm like,
Mhm.
hold up, hold up, what's going on?
Right. Right.
So a lot of times my playlist is really neo soul. I like
Mhm.
I like I like like Dwelle, and there's a little light rap in there, but it's like I like neo soul for the most part now. I only listen to rap, and the raps I listen to more like maybe if I want to keep it kind of rugged, maybe G Unit, 50 Cent, and that type of thing, and Mob Deep, and that's kind of gangster, but at the same time, there's more of a beat to it. And when I listen to rap, it's because I'm probably playing sports,
Mhm.
it's doing
Mhm.
something aggressive like that, or
Mhm.
boxing or kickboxing. Then I'll play something like that aggressive. I'm
Mhm.
not gonna be playing no classical or nothing, but I like classical,
Yeah.
and I have place for class. When I listen to classical, I'm normally eating, having
Mhm.
dinner. I was told when we dine, we
Mhm.
should have something like classical because it helps with the digestive system and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, but on my playlist, it's usually neo soul, R&B, something nice and smooth that keeps me at a nice, because frequency matters.
Mhm.
Certain frequencies can make you go out here and be vile to each other, and
Mhm.
then there's other frequencies that can mellow you out. You can be in a harsh conversation. It's like the officer pull you over. What the hell did you see license and registration? And if you have
Mhm.
some classical on, he'll be like, why would you speak? Opposed to you rocking some gangster music, he probably like, get out the car. Because the
Mhm.
frequency, you got the frequency to a
That
point where
energy.
yeah, it's an energy. And we
Mhm.
have to be, cognizant of that. And I've noticed that even with my business. When I
Mhm.
set the business up, and sometimes I'll be out there playing chess and I have some gangster on.
Mhm.
But we there. But I
Mhm.
can see I can see the shift in people walking by, opposed
Mhm.
to when I got like some smooth R&B, some Jill
Mhm.
Scott,
Mhm.
people more likely stop and look, and I'm like, okay, it's the
Mhm.
frequency,
Yeah.
because you can have a great idea but the wrong frequency,
That's
you
right.
know. So
That's right. That's right.
they said doing the right thing at the wrong time is just as bad as doing the wrong thing.
Really.
Yeah, like you try breathing underwater. So in that, I'm like, okay, it's a science to all of this, and I
Mhm.
think that's why we're here, is to bring these sciences and bring these ways of life that we've had once before, these ancient ways of doing things that prolongs life, you
Mhm.
know. So yeah.
Yeah. Interesting, very interesting. I'm so glad you was able to come on
Yes,
and
ma'am.
give us some of your knowledge. So, all right. So you do also you do art, right?
Yes, yeah.
You like paint.
Yeah, yeah. Matter of fact, I have a coloring book that my sister
Uh,
commissioned me to do. This
okay.
coloring book.
The
It's,
urban
yeah,
family. Let me.
yeah. She matter of fact, she. So what happened? She came to me. This is my sister. I don't know if you can see her right
Oh,
there.
okay.
My sister Colleen.
She
She
kind of favors Sister Renee. Doesn't she kind of favor oh God, Denise a little bit? That used to be here with Manlio. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
so yeah, we did a She called, she was like, Chris, I want a coloring book for,
Let me see it.
a black coloring book, where we got our own pictures. She's like, I'm tired of seeing the Santa Claus and these different these fairy tale type of coloring books. I want something that talks to us. And she said, can you
Mm.
do that for me? And I'm like, sure. It took me long enough though. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
she told me this, or probably like I completed this book maybe 2 years ago.
Oh.
But prior to that, it took me like 5 years to do it because I'll draw a picture here and draw a picture there, and this life be life, and so.
Yeah.
But we finally finished it. It's a coloring. It's a great coloring
Is this
book.
Barack and Michelle?
You know it. You know it. You got
Barack
yeah.
and Michelle.
I said, and we don't. I really don't vote.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, However,
Wrong
I,
word to
I
me.
did vote for them, and I will vote for something that would push us. And when I say that, I'm saying it to the point of when when we vote for a person and nothing gets done, that's what stopped me from voting.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand if there is a person that has a track record that can push our cause, even if it's just a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
then I will vote. You know.
See, the thing, the thing that we don't understand, I believe, about voting is that a lot of our people died just
Mm-hmm.
so we could vote.
Right, right.
And a lot of times people say their vote don't count. And I understand that because when you think of the presidential election and you go out and vote, they don't vote by the popular vote. It's by the electoral vote, which
Right.
to me, I just don't understand it. It don't make no sense to me. But we have to vote because that's how services are provided to us. If we even, and I tell people, even if you don't like nobody on the ballot, still go in there, write your name or write somebody else's name
Right, right.
so you can be counted,
Right, right.
because they go by how many people actually go to the polls, and they'll be like, so that's why West Roxbury, JP, play areas like that get a lot more services than Roxbury and Dorchester, Mattapan, because we feel like our vote don't count,
Right.
but it does, because if we can just increase the number of people that go to the polls, they will see that, oh, wait a minute, these people are starting to vote,
Right, right, right.
and it's like, it's when I vote, I don't vote for the person. I vote for their policies.
Right,
Like, what are they
right,
going to
right,
do to
right,
support and help
right,
us?
right, right.
I have went to the polls and blanked a whole lot of people. I don't
Right,
care.
right, 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 right,
You
right.
know, I have 4 minutes.
Mhm.
I'm a staunch believer in voting because I know that so many of our people have died and so many of our people have really tried to do the right thing by voting. And so my thing is, we need to get out there and we need to vote. And like, if you don't, like, and they keep switching the dates and stuff, like
Right.
September 1st
Right.
is election
Right,
day.
right, right.
August 22nd is the last day for you to vote in the September primary. So it's not so much of who you vote for, it's the matter, it's like you get out there and you vote so you can be counted.
Right,
You
right.
know.
Right.
I know I've heard people say last time they voted for was Obama. I'd be
Right,
like,
that's the last person I
yeah,
voted for.
you know.
And
And he really
yeah,
couldn't do what he
yeah, he
wanted to
did.
do.
Right.
You know,
So
he
this is why, again, I'm sorry. That's why I say like you said, they changed the dates. There's always something. They hide, they destroy evidence. So it's always something. I think we need to be educated before we vote. And also, it reminds me of when there was uh they wouldn't let us go into their restaurant. They wouldn't let us go into. You couldn't drink.
Yeah.
There's people that fought and died so that we could go into their restaurant.
And then when we went to the restaurants, what happened? We
closed-
stopped going into
Yeah,
our
so
own,
that's how I
right?
look at that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So just because people die for something, if you're not educated, we don't know what we're even fighting for in the beginning. I think
Freedom,
yeah,
equality,
yeah.
and justice.
But no one's going to give you. You can't vote for freedom.
Right.
That takes bloodshed, and we got to be willing to put out. First of all, get educated,
Right.
and then put ourselves in position so we don't have to vote. We just get rid of it all together. Sorry about that. We just shift the paradigm.
Right.
And again, but at the same time, I support anyone that's doing that because at the same time, I know there takes many different arms.
Yeah.
One thing I was going to ask is if you know how what's her name Jennifer Hudson, she has her guests, they do that, they walk in and they
dance. Yeah.
Do y'all have something like that?
When we go vote?
No, while you're here, when y'all.
Oh no, no.
or maybe y'all do what they call it. Y'all can do it in reverse, call it encore. You know, have the person leave and then come back and go.
No, we don't have that yet, and we only have 2 minutes. So, Brother Chris, if someone's interested in getting their hair cut on your mobile, or if they want to talk to you about some of your ideas, you want to give out your information, your email?
Sure. First of all, it's appointments only.
Okay. So.
857-654-3243. That's my number. And my email is Christopher1971, M as in Mary, the number 3 @gmail.com. Christopher1971, M3 @gmail.com. 857-654-3243.
I'm sorry, I knocked that.
857-654-3243. And if you see me, you can approach. I mean, we're open like that. You know what I mean? Approach. We teach art, we teach barbering, we teach cosmetology, we teach.
You got a website?
I think I do. I think I do, but yeah,